What's up, guys? My name's Lucas Monster, and today I am joined with my good friend Sidequester here.
How we doing?
His channel is, of course, linked in the description, so if you want to check him out, make sure to go check him out, as well as his book. Now, we'll get into that in a little bit,
All right.
but make sure to go check those links out in the description. And yeah, David, do you want to go ahead and tell me a little bit about yourself and like with your collecting and your channel and everything?
Oh, okay. I thought you were just wanting me to introduce myself to you.
Well, I mean, for the chat.
I'm Sidequester. I am a YouTube creator. I'm also an author. I collect lots of different things, mostly Star Wars Black Series, DC Multiverse, the occasional Marvel Legends, and where'd they go? Indiana Jones recently. Wasn't going to get into those, and then Jacob from 1313 roped me in, and now I have almost all of them. So yeah, that's me.
Awesome. So
you want to tell us a little about yourself?
Well, okay, yeah. So I mainly collect Star Wars Black Series, as you can tell by the many cases in the background here. Finally, this is actually my first stream on the channel where I'm showing my face, which is awesome. But
nice face.
Thank you. I quite like it. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. I know it's been a while since I did my 10K face reveal, but it's nice to actually show it in a live stream. And yeah, so do you want to tell the chat a little bit about your book, and then we'll get into saying hi to some people in the chat?
Yeah. So I am writing a book series. It's called Adventures in Unemployment. This is the first part, and it's about a guy named Oliver that loses his job to a robot and ends up getting dumped by his girlfriend. And he goes on an adventure in a magical land to try to find his purpose in life. The intention is for it to be actiony and funny, while paying homage to like The Legend of Zelda and Lord of the Rings and Masters of the Universe, but also realizing that those properties have some ridiculous elements to them. So there's lots of jabs at the properties as well. So just the whole genre is, I don't call it high fantasy. I call it like mid fantasy. And yeah, I'm super proud of it. I've been working on it for 8 years now. And this part's out, first part's out, second part I'm hoping to have out in October.
Awesome. Yeah, so Sidequester's book is linked in the description. Make sure you go check it out. It's available on Amazon for paperback, hardback, as well as Kindle. So go check it out.
Yeah, thanks.
And yeah, so we do have 40 people in the chat right now, which is pretty cool. So
wow,
let's go ahead and say hi to some people in the chat. We got Michael Young. Nice to see you back in the chat.
Hello.
We have Randall. Of course, we have 80s kids from the 90s.
80s kid.
80s kid from the 90s. That's a mouthful, but yeah, that's awesome. Nice to see you, dude. We've got Hybrid. Nice to see you, Hybrid. Oh, there's so many. I gotta come out and say this. I know I say this every stream, but I butcher names really bad, and so I'm gonna try my best. Kumbaru Network. Nice to see you, dude. We got my boy Phase 2 Action Review.
What's up, Phase?
Make sure you go check out Phase 2's channel. We do have Jesus himself. What's up? Wow. We have our very own Sidequester.
Hi.
Do you have Zam Blue? Face revealed to Electric Boogaloo. We got Commander Cycle. Nice to see you, dude. I know I follow you on Instagram. What's up?
Hello.
We got Edwin. Just got the Black Series Darth Malgus. Top 10 Black Series for sure.
Oh, oof. I want to hear that story. You have to tell us how you got it, where you got it.
Yeah, I'm not like I don't really collect, or I don't collect, but I've never really played the KOTOR games.
You will.
Well, okay, so here's the story. I downloaded the first KOTOR game and I tried playing through it, and I just hate the combat style. Like it's definitely an RPG, and it's a mobile game at best, in my opinion. It's
wow.
like, okay, I understand if you're on PC or if you're on mobile, I think it's great, but for a like console game, like I got it on Xbox. So for Xbox, it was weird. You had to like toggle through the different like attacks. I don't know.
I'm gonna try to salvage your insult and just say that there's a reference in my book when they start fighting in this fantasy world. It's turn-based, and the main character is like, I hate that. So
that's funny. But yeah, I went completely off track there. But basically, what I was getting to is that I really want to get the Malgus figure because it looks incredible, and I really want it. So
nice.
Yeah, buy his
Big
book. Not so friendly. What's up? Nice to see you in the chat.
Hello.
Is it available at Barnes and Noble?
Not yet. I went the self-publishing route, and I haven't fully wrapped my head around a publisher. I've had a couple of publishers, small publishers, be like, "Oh, hey, we know that you write. Maybe send us your stuff." And I just haven't dipped my toe in. I want to get all 3 parts done first, and then once I have the completed story, then I'll try for Barnes and Noble.
That's awesome. Walter Hartwell White. I live at 302. Okay. What's up, Walter? It is Jesus. Does anybody watch Hello Greedo? I personally don't.
No.
Got a question. Are the Black Series releases from Nerdzoic started their PO announcements? So
heard
there was one. I forgot to put that in the news slide too. We'll get into news in a little bit. But they did announce the prototype Boba Fett helmet for a pre-order. I believe Entertainment Earth was the only one I saw, but I'm guessing Big Bad and other fan channels have it up as well. So he did talk about that. So as far as we know, it's still possible. We don't know when the actual figures will be put up for pre-order, but hopefully it's soon. Yeah, I got so basically right now in the game, I'm stuck on the part where you're in like the arena and you have to fight the different bounty hunters or whatever to get money, and I can't beat the freaking Rhodian bounty hunter guy.
Wow.
I spent like 2 days trying and I just gave up. I haven't opened the game since. That was like a year ago.
Wow. I probably played that game. Well, I probably played that game before you were alive.
Oh, I'm sure.
Just right after.
So I think is comparing your book to Ready Player One.
You know what? A lot of people have said that, and when I was starting to write it, I kind of met that with a little resentment because I was like, no, it's mine. But in its own way, yeah, there's lots of connectivity to it. While that book focuses on a lot of 80s nostalgia, there is actually a location in part 2 that's coming out in October that's called the Castle of the 90s. Yeah, so very similar in that regard. There will be a lot of pop cultural references to my childhood.
Nice. Phase 2 says, if you need help with controls in KOTOR or Republic Commando to make them more like modern games like COD or Halo. Well, Republic Commando is pretty much like Halo. It's very similar. Even like a COD. KOTOR is completely different than Republic Commando.
Yeah. Again, it's been so long since I played it, but it's like once you get over that initial learning curve, like when you get past the certain point, all of a sudden everything starts to flow and the story is so immersive and you just fall in love with it.
Yeah, I really want to retry it, but I just haven't had the time and or motivation to do so.
But you will in your own time. You'll figure it out.
We got the King Lol 06. Nice. What's up? To see
Hello.
You. We got Wiki Sasquatch. Nice to see you in the chat.
I love it.
You made it. Are you excited for Dune Part 2?
Yes.
I never saw part 1.
You should. It's on HBO or on Max.
Okay.
I liked it. I watched. I've seen the original movie. I watched the TV show in the early 2000s, or like the miniseries that they did on Sci-Fi Channel. Cool story. It's interesting to see it like on a massive budget. And Villeneuve, the director, he's an auteur. He has this style. Like you watch a movie, you know it's his. One of the cool things. Sorry, little sidebar. So they shoot a lot of stuff against green screen or blue screen in filmmaking, and they can chroma key out the color. They can drop in whatever they want. So for Dune, instead of using the standard like blue or green that they normally do, they actually had panels made in like a khaki color. So all of their like green screen is all khaki because they wanted to mimic the sand. So the light reflects off of it and it hits the actors, and it just makes it look so cool. Anyway.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, I'm going to skip a few comments here because we're already about 12 minutes in. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining. We do have the general as well.
Hello, everybody.
So before I do jump into it, I do have SideQuester's channel here. Make sure to go check it out. It is linked in the description. Do you want to tell? I know you did it briefly once it started, but do you want to tell everybody a little bit about what you do on the channel?
Yeah, I mostly do little reviews, toy reviews. I try to throw some comedy in there just to make it stand out a little, since I don't usually get my reviews out as quickly as other creators do. Surprisingly enough, the biggest video that I have is from a fire in my hometown that I shot footage of, and it was just pointed out to me. Actually, FaZe pointed it out to me. It has what is that? 42,000 views, and I was like, "Whoa, that's crazy!" But that's crazy. Total one-off. But for the most part, it's reviews, and like I said, I try to throw a little humor in there, because as much as I love all of this collecting and just figures in general, you have to accept the fact that, like, when you walk into a toy store and everyone sees a grown man going into the toy aisle, they're like, "Oh, come on!" Like, so I try not to take myself too seriously at all, but hopefully that shows in my content.
But yeah, make sure to go sub to his channel. And do you want to jump into a little bit of the news?
Yeah, let's do it. What do you got?
So I just used my thumbnail here. If you haven't seen my video on this, make sure to go check it out. But I guess about a week ago now, Nerdzoic on his channel did come out and basically say that a bunch of popular and expensive Black Series figures are going to be re-released. Mm-hmm. And so before I get into a little bit more of like the updated parts of that, what do you think of these re-releases? I know I've got a few of the examples here on the screen, but
so I got the Clone Armor Obi-Wan when it came out. I stocked my Walgreens when I first heard they were coming out. I got a hold of a barcode and I had them scan it, so I knew when they were coming in. And then they got delayed because it came in with all their Christmas stuff. So it was under a mountain of boxes, and it took me like 2 or 3 weeks of going back there for them finally to pull them out. And I finally got it. And then the Target one came out, and I was like, oh, I don't need the Clone Armor one anymore. The Target one is coming out, and it's more accurate to the show. So I got that one, and then I was like, man, really should have kept that Clone Armor Obi-Wan. So I really want that.
Well, yeah, because the Clone Armor one is based off of the Tartakovsky Clone Wars 2, and so like I know that one skyrocketed in value when Mace Windu and Fordo and the Grievous all released. So I'm hoping to get a re-release of that one. Now I wish it was on the updated body, not the crappy one that they have. But
yeah, we were just talking about that before, about the clones, how you can't really move their upper thighs. I mean, you can move them out to the side a little bit, but you can't get them in very dynamic poses.
Well, even the arms itself, it's like half of the way to 90. It's nowhere near. You can barely get him to hold it with two hands. Yeah, it's a shame.
Definitely one arm action pose for him. I do really like the Anakin. I know I passed on the archive one because I thought that they would do a brand new sculpt. Doesn't seem like that's going to be happening anytime soon. Bosk throws me a little bit. I do think the Ahsoka and the Anakin are probably coming out because there's going to be some reference to them, some flashback in the Ahsoka show, which I know we're going to talk about later. But I have a feeling that's why those are coming out. The Obi-Wan from Episode 1, that kind of throws me.
I have a theory about that one.
Okay, what do you got?
Okay, so obviously they pipelined the Black Series, Padme and the kid Anakin a while ago for Black Series.
Okay.
And then for TVC, they pipelined a bunch of Phantom Menace characters. And they even announced the Phantom Menace retro line for the retro collection. And so next year is going to be the 25th anniversary of Phantom Menace. So I think they're going to be doing a kind of 25th Phantom Menace celebration, and so then this one is getting a re-release because of that.
That is very true.
And I know that Obi-Wan has gone up in value a lot since its release, so I'm pretty happy that he's getting a re-release.
Now, does it seem to you like maybe someone at Hasbro just went through the highest or top selling items on eBay and we're like, okay, let's make that and that and that. And that.
Absolutely. I know I was watching Out of the Basement stream on this, and they put it pretty well, but basically that's probably exactly what they did, because they're looking at the aftermarket value of these figures and they're thinking, if people are willing to pay $50-$100 for these figures, why don't we just re-release them for retail price and profit, So I think it makes sense. But hey, what's up, Lung Guy? Nice to see you in the chat. Make sure to check out Lung Guy's channel as well. But
are you going to get the Emperor?
I already have the Emperor.
Are you going to get another Emperor?
I only need one. There was a few that I thought I was going to pick up. Like, I know, obviously, the Anakin, not the Anakin. I already have Anakin, but the Obi-Wan there, the Obi-Wan, as well as the Shadow Squadrons 2-pack. That was my favorite announcement there.
It looks cool.
Just because I have all the other Scout Trooper bike release sets, so that'd be cool to get. And I love Stormtroopers. We got Landspeeder Luke in the chat. What's up? Nice to see you.
What do you think the price point's going to be on that Shadow Troopers or Shadow Squadron?
Well, so according to some of the rumors, I saw most of the figures would be released for the same retail price that they retailed for. Like, for example, the prototype Boba helmet was, I want to say it was like $100. It was like $99. It was like $110 pre-order, and normally those helmets are going for $125, $130 nowadays, is what they're charging for the helmets. So I was surprised to see the re-release of that so cheap.
That is interesting.
So that I was kind of along the idea that they'd be put up for pre-order for the same retail price, but this I don't remember what this retailed for, what the set retailed for.
I think it was $39.99. It might have been $34.99. I remember when the speeder bike came out, the regular one on its own, it was $24.99.
Yeah.
And then usually at the time when they did 2-packs like that, they gave you like a little bit of a discount. So it wasn't like the price of 2 full figures. Yeah. It was like a $20 figure and a $15 figure. So with that, it was either $34.99 or $39.99. Let me see if I can.
Well, I also do want to give a big shout out. We have 64 people in the chat right now, which is crazy.
That's awesome.
And proof that me and Luke Ness are two different people. Well, I could be commenting on another browser right now.
Right.
That's what they want you to think.
I heard you typing away.
But no, I think realistically it's got to be $75 at least $75, because the Amazon speeder bike, like the Mando one, was $50,
right?
And so if you throw in another Stormtrooper with that, it's got to be at least $75. And if I'd be surprised if it's anything cheaper than that.
Well, I mean, maybe they'll surprise us all. I thought it was interesting.
You better hit the like button. I better see 64 likes on the video.
Now I know. So this is the Jango Fett is the gaming greats one.
It's the gaming greats, yeah.
And that was a premium. So when that came out, that was $22.99 or $24.99.
I think at that time it would have been 22.
Okay. But the Ahsoka was $24.96.
Oh yeah, because she was a Walmart exclusive at the time, and she was like the $24.49 or $56 or something weird, or like the $26.49, something weird like that. Mm-hmm. It was not a normal price. But I know there's a few more here that I didn't put in the thumbnail, but overall, I'm still skeptical, but I hope so.
At least we'll get an answer in the next few weeks, because Nerdzoic did that supplementary video where he talked about how they're going to start doing release or pre-order announcements like every week from I think it's next week or maybe this week until
I think it started
this
Tuesday to So,
oh, okay. Oh, you said that. What was the one that went up?
It was the prototype Boba helmet. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Which I forgot to put on the news slide here. So
that's why I'm confused. I need to see things in front of me to understand what's going on. I apologize. I'm frightened and scared. Somebody help me.
But yeah, so I know I was going to make a full video about this, and I just didn't have time to do it. So I do apologize to everyone, but I have a full theory on why these are getting a re-release, and I kind of wanted to put that out here in the stream as well. So I kind of want to take a look at some of these figures that got selected to get a re-release and kind of compare them to some figures that are already in production. And it's pretty shocking to think, but anyway, I'll get into it. So I think that for a start, the Emperor is a good start. Mm-hmm. The Emperor already had the archive version and the 40th anniversary version being produced.
Okay.
And so that essentially means that this figure's body, the Emperor body, is already in production. Mm-hmm. And now I don't necessarily know how easy it is for Hasbro to do this, if like they just have a bucket of Emperor bodies, or I don't know how the production line works.
Things just got really morbid.
or if they if it's cheaper to produce a figure if a different version of the figure is already in production. Mm-hmm. But if you look at most of these figures, I think there's only 2 or 3 exceptions. Some version of that character is already in production.
Right.
For example, I think was it the Electro Staff or the Red Pauldron Purge Trooper? No, it was not a Purge Trooper, was it?
No, you're talking about from the Shadow Squadron?
Oh, sorry, I completely blanked. No, I'm talking about the Commander Fox figure. I was thinking Commander Fox is getting a re-release because the Purge Trooper body is getting a re-release with the Amazon 3-pack.
Okay.
And so since that Clone Trooper body is being produced, now they're re-releasing Commander Fox because they already have that plain original Clone Trooper body in production.
So you're saying this is the Fox body?
No, the original Purge Trooper, not the Kenobi one. The one from Fallen Order. Oh. Because at the last stream they announced the Purge Trooper, the Fallen Order 3-pack with Inquisitor Cal and Second Sister and the Purge Trooper.
Oh, okay. Right.
And since that Purge Trooper body, now they're re-releasing Fox as well, since they're the same body. And I think you can kind of put that for the Obi-Wan as well, because it still uses that original clone body.
Right.
If you look at Jango, as well as the 2, the Mandalorian and the Mandalorian Loyalist, all of those use that original Jango Fett body, and the brand new Pre-Vizsla figure is now about to be released. Mm-hmm. And since that Jango Fett body is now in production again, they're re-releasing those 3 Mandalorian figures because that body is already in production.
Huh.
And you can pretty much go down the entire list and find connections. Like I think which one was it? I want to say it was Plo Koon. Like I'm like, what is Plo Koon using? Well, it actually uses the Mace Windu legs, and those are the exact same legs that the Force Ghost Anakin uses, which is now in production. So you can pretty much go down the line and connect each one of these bodies to a figure that's already in production. And so the more I thought about it, the more like not crazy all of these figures getting announced really are. So,
that is a valid point.
I mean, we're getting 2 Scout Trooper and Speeder Bike sets with the Shadow and the Mando one.
Right.
So obviously there is the Scout Trooper figure, which is in production with several different variants, with like the Gaming Greats one and the 40th one.
Just wait until we get to finds or pickups.
Yeah,
I have stories.
Yeah, which I still need to order those on GameStop, but
you better hurry.
Yeah, but I'm hoping that means that we'll get a 40th, just a plain 40th anniversary speeder bike set as well. Considering that it's the 40th Return of the Jedi, I feel like you can't go the whole year without making a speeder bike set. But
yeah, the thing is though, the TVC one doesn't seem to have sold very well. I've seen it marked down online and still readily available for like half the asking price. Now, maybe that was because the price point was too high and they swung too far.
I think that's what it was, because it was a $45 TVC set when the Black Series one was $50. And so it's ridiculous to me. We also have 70 people in the chat now. That is insane. Thank you all so much. We also got Papa Gord in the chat as well. Make sure to go check out Papa Gord if you haven't seen his channel yet. Does amazing content.
And he's Canadian.
He is Canadian. He's the Canadian Santa Claus. Have you not seen Papa Gord?
Does pineapple belong on pizza?
It doesn't. Nope.
Oh, you're going to start a fight with the Canadian guy.
Is 5 still coming out? I've had it on pre-order for a while. Yes, he's still coming out. He actually just released through Pulse for any country that's not in the US right now. So I'm kind of sad I don't live in Canada at the moment. But
time to move, Lukeness.
See, it doesn't belong on pizza.
It's
a fact. It doesn't. But in the US, I know some people's pre-orders were getting canceled. Mine personally wasn't. I don't think yours was, SideQuester.
No, but it wasn't. But now I'm gonna go check really quick because it wasn't the other day when I looked. But yeah, I thought I heard that they were just starting to show up in the US. Like maybe I heard that wrong.
In the distribution centers.
Yeah, something like that. So they're supposed to hit like in the next couple months, right?
Yeah, they're supposed to release like September 10th or something like that. So within a month or two.
All right, let's see if we still have it.
We got Six Society. What's up? Nice to see you in the chat. We also have Dylan.
Hello, Dylan.
I don't know where to pre-order 5. It's sold out. So if you're in the US, it's a Walmart exclusive, so you're going to have to go to Walmart to get it. It's sold out on Walmart right now, but once it gets closer to re-release, they'll either put it back up for pre-order or on the actual, like probably like a week before the pre-order release date, they'll actually put it in stock too. So you could just ship it to home. So don't worry. I'll make a video on the channel as soon as it's back available to purchase. But
did you see that the Republic Commando was back up yesterday, I think?
Public Commando. Which one? I pre-ordered that. I pre-ordered that one. Yep, because I missed it the first time because I was too busy trying to get 5s, so I didn't even care about it the first time. But yeah, I got it the second time around. So.
Nice. I don't know if it's sold out now, but I did see somebody post about it yesterday.
Yep. 82 people in the chat. Y'all are awesome. Thank you guys. Nice. I appreciate it.
See,
I need to stream more often. Yeah.
this is what happens when you show your face.
So it is a Walmart exclusive in Canada as well, it sounds like. So but I think like it was like European, it was Hasbro Pulse. But Edwin says Black Series Old Master Darth Maul is a great figure. Just got it. Perfect for a Rebels display. I've heard a lot of people saying it's better than the Clone Wars version. I know Out of the Basement just posted their review today as well.
So Edwin, how is the overlay? I've been trying to get everyone's opinion on it, because the prototypes I saw, it totally looks like he's wearing like a muscle shirt, like he's going to a nightclub, and I'm not sold on it for that reason. But if it looks cool in person, then maybe I'll buy it.
I don't know. I think I have more nostalgia to the season 7 version, but I think maybe if it came with the scarf and the hood from Rebels, I'd be 100% down buying it day one. But because it's based off Battlefront 2 and not Rebels, I think I'm kind of leaning towards waiting for a sale on it. But
I took my season 7 Maul and I put Rex's.
Oh, I like that. It actually looks really good.
So I'm like, oh, dude. So this is how I have him. I haven't figured out how to display him yet, or who with, but I dig that. That's my Maul.
Edwin says it's a really tight overlay. It looks like a torso more than it does an overlay.
Okay. So. Yeah. So he's like Pitbull, like about to do a show, Mr. Worldwide, Mr. Galaxy-wide.
Any news on the Super Battle Droid? Not since the pipeline announcement. So hopefully we'll get official reveal soon, but I don't know. You want to move on to the next piece of news here?
Let's do it.
All of the Ahsoka products officially go for pre-order tomorrow at a time in the day. I didn't write it down, so I apologize. But keep an eye out for that if you are looking to get those. Are you planning on pre-order those tomorrow, or?
I don't have the Ahsoka.
Really?
I had it, and I did a whole thing this last year where I tried to focus down my Black Series collection mostly to just key characters, key versions that I liked. And the one thing that stood out to me, the version that I had is just the regular release. She didn't have the cloak, which I should have gotten the Amazon set with Mandalorian. She didn't have the cloak, and I'm not totally sold on the big clunky baggy pant knee joints.
Yeah.
Sometimes they work for me, and I do like the fact that they give you a lower center of gravity, so it makes it better stability wise in a display. But it reminds me of MC Hammer and the early 90s parachute pants and the genie pants that were super popular. And I don't know why they just like that. The different versions of Boba Fett from Mando and Book of Boba Fett, the Luthern from Andor. Like, there's a lot of characters that they do these big clunky knees. And anyway, so I passed on that. I would like to see how the characters, how Hera and Sabine look in the show first. Kind of how the actors portray them. Same thing with Thrawn. Like, I know Thrawn from listening to the Heir to the Empire audiobooks and references to video games. I have to see how
the characters are.
Yeah, how is it what's his name? Nicholson. I don't know his first name. Jacob's gonna kill me.
I don't know it either. So
it's Mads Mikkelsen's brother. So I think I'll wait to see them in stores. But how about you? Are you snagging any of them?
I don't know. I really want the Sabine the most, I think, because I think that armor looks incredible, and it comes with the lightsaber the lightsaber with the two pistols. So I'm on the fence. It's one of those where I think I kind of like what you said, where I have to see how the live action adaptation is, because, like, for example, I love Sabine's character in Rebels, but if they completely botch it in the Ahsoka show, then I don't know if I'd want the figure. So
right.
But I know all these are supposed to be mainline, so they should be readily available if you don't pre-order it. So I'm kind of happy about that.
Do you think they'll do a variant of Sabine with the longer hair.
I hope so, but I don't think so because the long hair is going to get in the way of the helmet.
Maybe it'll be a Target exclusive. Sabine.
But it just doesn't come with the helmet, though.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm guessing not, because I'm sure she probably has the long hair for the first like 10 minutes of the first episode. She cuts it off immediately, and then the whole rest of the series she has short hair, is my guess. So,
but then following that logic, wouldn't they have made her with the long hair like they did with The Mandalorian, where the only figure that we had for the first year was what he had on for the first 5 minutes of the show?
You'd think so, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I absolutely love the look of that Sabine, though. I just hope the character is good. Same with Hera. It's one of those where I don't necessarily like the bomber jacket that she has on. I think I prefer her Rebels outfit more. But again, if her character is super, super good in the Ahsoka show, I keep saying Rebels almost. If it's like, if I just love her character in Ahsoka, then it'll probably be an easy pickup.
It sounds like that it's pretty much going to be Rebels anyway. So
yeah, so I know we'll get into the whole like what we think will come from the Ahsoka show later. I know that's planned for later in the live stream.
Yep.
But yeah, before I forget, you said you don't have the Ahsoka and you wish to pick up the Mandalorian 2-pack one with the cloak, or
yeah, I'm kicking myself because I remember you and I messaging each other. It was like sometime between Thanksgiving before Christmas last year, and the set was like a lightning deal. It had dropped down to maybe $37.
Oh yeah, it was real cheap.
Yeah. And I hesitated, and then they sold out of the quantity and it stopped being that price. And that was my moment. But I didn't get it because I already had the Mandalorian that I wanted. I have the build-up pack from Target with the removable helmet, and I know the helmet or the face sculpt isn't the best, but I like having that option.
Yeah,
where it sits well and stays pretty closely hidden. But yeah, I passed on it. I'm wondering if this new one will have more detailing on the face, if they'll have stepped up the face printing. I mean, it looked good. The previous versions looked good. Yeah. But I'm wondering if they could just tweak it and make it even better.
I'm under the impression that it's just a straight re-release of the Mando box one. Now, I can't confirm that, but as far as that Mando 2-pack one with the cloak goes, that's one of my favorite sets. If you have a chance to pick it up, I suggest it. If you haven't seen my review, go watch my review.
I'll go back and watch it again after this.
But it's one of my favorite sets. It completely surprised me because I already owned the normal Ahsoka figure, and I already owned 15 versions of Mando. But both of those ones that came out of the set were my favorite. So
it's sort of how the Luke Grogu build-up pack surprised me and stood out to me as one of the best sets of the year.
What's up, Commander Cook? Nice to see you in the chat.
Cook, how's it going, buddy?
Yeah, I actually saw that set in Target yesterday, and I didn't pick it up. I don't know. I don't like Dojo Luke.
For sure.
I'm buying it for Baby Yoda and the accessories, and so
hey, I'll send you mine. I just want the Luke.
So I know I watched your review on that. You didn't even look at him. You just pushed him to the side.
We can look at him now when we do the finds. I'll dig him out. I think I have the Luke. I have the Luke because that's what's important. But I'll see if I can find the Grogu. Oh no, he's in the Ark of the Covenant.
What's up, Ronaldo? Nice to see you in the chat.
Grogu is in the Ark of the Covenant.
Is it going to be both lightsabers or just the one? For Sabine, it's just one lightsaber. For Ahsoka, it's the two lightsabers.
I think they might be talking about the.
Oh, you mean the Force of X?
Force of X, yeah.
The Force of X is only one lightsaber. It's not two, which is super unfortunate.
Well, but are they? Is the one actually smaller, or are they just both the exact same mold?
One is smaller. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, well, maybe they'll come out with another one if the regular size does well.
Yeah. But What's up, Toddy?
Hello, Toddy.
Nice to see you in the chat. Ooh, she cuts her hair like Kanan did. Maybe it's foreshadowing her death.
Oh,
that's interesting. We'll have to get into that a little bit once we fully discuss the Ahsoka show later in the stream.
In my notes, I didn't even write anything down about possible deaths.
I didn't write notes, so I'm winging it.
You remember things better than I do, so.
Nice to see you back, Phase 2. We got to get in another round of Battlefront at some point. But yeah, I try to keep it all up here. Doesn't work always, but also got to say, almost up to 90 viewers in the chat. Y'all are incredible today. If I don't see 90 likes on this video, I'll be very upset. So make sure to go drop a like if you haven't yet.
Don't make us cry.
I will cry on stream. But yeah, it's up to all you lurkers as well who haven't commented. Just nice to see you in the chat. But yeah, that's most of the news that we got. I know I didn't put this in the slideshow either, but on the side, if it was either the Hera or the Sabine box, you could see Ezra's shoulder and like wrist. Okay. And so it's pretty much already confirmed that we're getting an Ezra figure. So
right.
Well, so I'm kind of excited for that. The only Rebels figure I own is actually Kanan. And so I think this kind of works out because that's going to be the only figure that's not going to get some sort of re-release or remake because he's dead.
Maybe they'll have a flashback.
Force Ghost Kanan.
Maybe. Now, do we know if these figures that are out, are they already part of a dedicated assortment, or are they just what's been revealed and we might see like Ezra in this same way?
Yes, so according to Yakface, Sabine and Ahsoka are in the same assortment.
Okay.
And then Hera is in her own assortment, another case of 8. And both of them are rumored to be releasing in 2023 at the moment, which it's almost like they got, you remember like the Mando wave, like not the Mando, the Book of Boba Fett wave with the new Mando sculpt and the Cad Bane and those. That one was announced for like March of 2024. And we're all like, why is this wave so far away? And I think it's because they were squeezing in 3 Ahsoka waves in before that. So
that would be smart.
Yep.
Make that money while the property is on TV.
And I'd have to check, but I'm thinking that that like Sabine and Ahsoka are getting put into the like R5 Mandalorian Fleet Commander wave.
Okay.
And then Hera's in the next one. So,
or maybe they'll also do some repacks too. Maybe they'll throw Ahsoka and Sabine back in the next assortment just to keep them on shelves or on pegs.
Maybe. I honestly hope so, because I think they're going to be really, really popular. I think Ahsoka is going to be the least popular one from the wave.
But you know, it could go either way. I mean, us as collectors that have had opportunities, that have known that this figure has been out for a long time, might not be interested in it, but people that are coming to the show for the first time, maybe they haven't seen the Clone Wars or Rebels, they don't really know too much about Ahsoka, but they watch the show now and there's something that they can get. It might end up being really popular.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. Says that Lukeness hoodie's looking really good.
Nice.
It is really good. You should go check it out. Merch is linked in the description.
Yeah, you didn't say anything about your merch at the top of the show.
Yeah. I try my best. But yeah, if you do want to get yourself some Lukeness merch, linked in the description. We got NASA inspired, we got 80s inspired, we got tons of merch. Go check it out. So yeah. But
maybe you should start doing merch with your face on it, because that's what got us almost 100 people in the stream.
Maybe I should. It's just the bottle of conditioner.
That would be hilarious. Lukeness conditioner. Oh man, we're on to something. Okay, we got to talk about that off screen.
Okay. So I believe that's all the news that we have, unless if you know of anything.
I mean, the only thing like really short term, because I don't know how long it's going, but it'll lead into our finds, is there is a crazy sale going on at GameStop right now with their clearance stuff. If you order online, there's a lot of stuff that is half off the already clearance price of half off. So it's like 75% off. But I did read a thing. I didn't get to investigate it too much before we went live, but somebody posted on Instagram that in store, some locations have a buy two, get one free with some of the clearance Black Series stuff. And some stores have buy one, get two free.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So when I actually I placed an order online and it was just the half off, but I did it for store pickup. When I went to go pick up, I saw that they had other stuff available. So I went and I had them start scanning it, but it wasn't scanning properly. So I was asking about it. We ended up getting it sorted out, but I'm wondering if my store was doing the buy two, get one free, which it means that the figures weren't like marked down half off. So you would pay the clearance price,
the full price of the,
you would pay the
clearance price,
like $15 a pop, but you would get 3 figures for the $15. So I'm gonna look into that tomorrow. But GameStop, huge sale. Just a few figures that they had.
I know
battle droids and KX droids and all that. But
I looked yesterday. I think it was like the KX security droid, the Fallen Order or the Jedi Survivor battle droid, the 2 Knight Brothers, the Credit Collection Tusken Raider, and then the Riot Baton Scout Trooper.
Which I'm glad I found those because they're awesome.
Yeah, I love it. It's Rick the door technician.
Yeah, they should have done that as a Comic-Con exclusive.
I would have bought that. I would have bought it. But yep, that's about it for news right now. Recent pickups.
Let's do it.
Do you want to start? So do you want to start?
Well,
do you want me? I don't have much, so I guess I could start.
Mine's gonna take longer.
Okay. I'll I gotta figure out how to. There we go. Okay. So I know you guys probably saw my reviews, but I did get in the wave of 40th anniversary figures from Hong Kong. We got Luke Skywalker here. I don't know how well that's gonna focus or not, but.
You're getting it. It's close.
But he's looking incredible. This is one of my favorite figures now of the year, and he's probably my top 10 of all time now because I think he's a great figure.
Just wait until you get the Luke Grogu set.
I don't like the dojo look. But yeah, I absolutely love this figure, and I suggest anybody who's contemplating it go out and pre-order one because it's incredible. So
yeah, you made me pre-order it.
Okay. And then we do have the Vader as well.
Nice. Very cool.
Looking great. Gotta say, anybody looking for a maskless Vader, this one is the best option. The face looks really, really good. Like, it blew my expectations away. But if you want a helmeted Vader, this one's not for you.
That was my...
Get the Empire Strikes Back one if you're looking for a helmeted Vader. But that one's also kind of expensive, though, now, which is a shame.
That was my deciding factor. I was going to get the Return of the Jedi one. I still might pick it up if it's like on sale on Amazon or something. But when I saw your review of you trying to fidget with the helmet, I can't do it. I've just written it out of my mind.
I couldn't do the helmet. It just wasn't worth trying to fidget with it for 10 minutes.
It looks really cool though.
But yeah. I like it. I think, again, I bought it specifically to have it unmasked, so I'm pretty happy with the figure, but I know some people were pretty upset that the mask doesn't sit on right, and I think it is a little false advertising, but you know.
Well, it's one of those things where like I'm sure the design of it looks really cool. Oh man,
I would personally say this one. I don't think SideQuester would agree with me, but
I don't have that one yet. But
that's too bad, now, isn't it?
Oh, dig.
No, I would say this one for sure. This one's good. I did try out the Endor helmet on it to see if you could swap out the poncho and helmet from the Endor Luke, but unfortunately the hair isn't matted down enough on this for the helmet to fit, which sucks.
Does the belt come loose? So could you put the poncho on and just have it be with the hat off?
The belt does not come loose. I'm sure you could heat it up, pull it apart, and take it off if you wanted to. But the belt that comes on the Endor Luke does come off.
Okay.
And so you could always just put the poncho over this belt, and it would just be underneath, and you wouldn't know. And you just have two belts on him.
So, just for disclosure, I do absolutely love the light cruiser Luke, but I have a feeling that when I get that final dual Luke in hand, that I will have the same reaction as Lukeness, and there's a thing with Luke's, like Luke Jedi is like my favorite version of that character. So any variation of it, even Dojo Luke, I love that look, the black with the green lightsaber. It's just so like, oh man, I'm gonna say it. It's so iconic. I hate that word. But yeah, so I'm sure when I get it, I'll probably have the same reaction. Although I will say, there's something about that head sculpt that I like this other one better from the Luke set. Yeah, I'll show it here in a minute.
I disagree. Just like starts beef on stream.
Well, the hairpiece is different on the final duel, right?
Oh yeah, it's different.
Okay, so maybe that'll be the selling point.
The hair is what sold it for me. It's really hard to see on my crappy webcam here, but
maybe throw your hand up behind it.
But the hair is what is the big selling point for me on this one, because the hair is really, really good, and I think that the hair is even better than like the light cruiser Luke here.
Yeah, because it seems like that look is very, very much based on right when he pulls his hood down in Jabba's palace, and his hair is like perfectly combed, and it's like that 80s like
no, I 100% know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And so to have it more natural, have it where it's just a little messed up.
It's also got like a dark wash on it too, so it looks like it has a lot of depth on it too, which is nice. But there's a few questions here I wanted to address. What if you glued it on the? I'm assuming you're talking about the Vader helmets. You could. I wouldn't. You probably could. I think the problem is that it has two little grooves here on the inside of like the little face piece here. He just lost a hand. Anyway, he has these two little grooves.
Canon events.
And the problem is that it's almost like the helmet, the little face piece that goes on. It's almost not tall enough, and so the top of the head kind of prevents it from going into each side of the groove. That's the problem.
When I watched your review, what it almost seemed like to me is that they made it so that the head fit, the collar piece fit, the face piece, everything fit together, and had enough clearance for everything. But maybe like the post in the neck, the way it sits is a little different. So maybe the head just sits up just a hair higher than it should, and that just upsets.
It's something like that. There's probably a way to fix it, but I'm not really trying to take my entire figure apart to figure it out.
Yeah, just have your Empire Luke or Empire Vader and your.
I mean, I also have 4 different versions of Vader too. So I mean,
But which is your favorite?
Tough question. I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
Don't put me on the spotlight.
Don't make me choose. You also got the R2D2. This one is another one of my favorites from that wave.
Looks
I think
so cool.
The ability to like pull up the top and just the ability to store the accessories here is huge too, because I would just lose the accessories. So. And it's a really good figure, so I absolutely love this guy. Like the little panels on the front here do open up too, and the side ones open up. Like it's crazy. Great figure. If you don't have R2 or you have the old version R2, get the new R2 because it is crazy good. And then I do have 2 more quick recent pickups.
Cool.
Have the Star Squadron Mick. But I haven't opened him yet, so I'll probably have to do that on a vlog here pretty soon. But I'm excited for this guy.
Nice.
And I can't wait to get the rest of Star Squadron here. So, and then I also did get an Ollie's find. I found Saul Guerrera for $10.
Nice.
And I didn't really care about this figure too much. I'm not a huge Saul Guerrera fan, but I have all the other Rogue One figures, so he'll go in there pretty well. And I've heard he's a great figure. So.
He is, and I also I saw in your Ollie's video that there were 2 or 3 Vice Admiral Holdos, and you did not get them. You panned the camera direct.
I got the one sitting right here that says you've been holdoed.
Good.
I wonder who sent that to me.
You could have holdoed more people.
I'll send you like 5 holdos.
Well, that would be like the ultimate prank.
Oh yeah.
That maybe someday
they were charging $10 for him though, and
really
wasn't worth a $10 holdo.
They're cheaper on Amazon.
Yeah. You got to open that retro Admiral Akbar in the background, right up here. I can't do it. I already have an Admiral Akbar, and so I don't need a second one that's open. So I specifically bought that one to keep on the card. I do have the retro Kenner Boba sitting right here, and so I kind of got it to go with him as well. So
I see your white box Mando too from ICCC.
He's looking sexy up there.
Yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, you got a nice setup there.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I need to get the case lights. Wrong hand. I need to get the case lights for these 2 cases.
Oh, okay.
But because I know these two look so good, I'm directionally challenged when it's inverted.
It's yeah.
With like these 2 cases here, they look so good with the lights, and then these 2 look so dark because it's like in the corner of my room and it doesn't follow my fingers. Okay. But yeah, so I need to get lights for that. But I'm liking the setup.
Nice, yeah, it looks good,
man. What's up, Lazy Jawa? Nice to see you in the chat.
I love these names.
I know that the names are awesome. Got 3 Fallen Order clones for $30. Wow. So $15 each, and then you got 1 for free. That's actually really good because it was like $27.89. So it was like $31 after tax for one of them when it first came out. So that's a great deal.
Wow. So not bad.
Wish there was GameStops in England. I wish there was GameStops in England, mate.
Oh. Are we going British? Is that what we're going to do now? We're going to get on Cockney? Here he goes! We can't stop it!
I'm actually British if you didn't know. I just do an American accent.
Yep. That's why he has trouble pointing.
Yeah, because I'm British. British people can't point.
It's because it's backwards.
That's horrible. What's up, Obi-Sean? Nice to see you in the chat.
Obi-Sean.
We got the nerd alert. Still think the best Black Series Luke is Snowspeeder Luke. Hoth Luke. Yeah, I love that Luke too. I think the biggest problem is it doesn't have the hair underneath. It's just like the cowl.
But still, I think you're right. That is one of my top Luke figures.
I think he's number 3 for me because he's number 3. This guy's number 2. Number 2. And then Dagobah Luke with the Yoda is number 1.
Gotcha.
So
nice.
Gonna put micro magnets on Vader's hands when I get it.
Hold
That's
it,
a good idea.
please.
We got the 1313 podcast in here. What's up? We got Jacob.
What's up, 1313?
Nice to
Jacob.
see you. Ooh, Lucas, if you know Centurious Corner, he shows you how to properly keep that Vader helmet on. Ooh, I'll have to check out his video. I know I watched his 5's custom video the other day. So, but yeah. You made me order that R2. Yeah, I'm glad I could help. Hasbro needs to start paying me like commission fees because I'm selling them so many figures.
I agree.
It's crazy. I've never seen Lucas before, and he looks exactly like my roommate. I am your roommate. Saul's a 10 out of 10. Yeah, I'll have to open him up. I'm excited to get him out of the box. I'm a little behind on comments now, aren't I? Well, okay. Yeah, I do like Ollie's. Ollie's has some good finds. I was looking for the Cody and 501st archive that have been showing up there, and I have an Ollie store. It's about an hour away, and so I've been checking it every time I go over there. And unfortunately, just I haven't had a chance to.
They're all gone.
Yeah, they got some archive figures in, so either they sold out the 501st and the Cody, or they just didn't get them at all. So we'll see. Because I know they're shipped by cases, like individual cases, rather than wave assortments. So you never know. What happened to recent pickups? I got distracted. So let's move on. That was actually all my recent pickups. So do you want to do your recent pickups?
I will go very, very fast, and I will end on the one I hate. So I got
wait 1 second. I gotta put you up. No, I gotta figure out how to put you up I don't know how to put you on
because you're British.
It is because I'm British. I don't know how to put you up here. There we go.
Okay. Oh, hey, how's it going?
It's been a while.
I got my Jabeam Obi-Wan, which I wasn't gonna get, and then I got a cheap. I do a lot of warehouse deals because I don't keep stuff in the package. So if I can find stuff that's $4 or $5 cheaper, that's kind of like my green light to buy it. I did. I got my my Luke Grogu 2-pack, and seriously,
Luke.
If you want the Grogu and this little thing, I'll send it to you because
I was probably gonna pick up the set at some point, so it's all right. But
I
was kind of waiting to see if it goes on clearance anywhere, but we'll see.
You gave me such a bad time about how you weren't going to get it. I did. I got my opened. Jacob knows what this is all about. Okay, so I went to GameStop, and I had to bring my own box because I got. I went a little crazy on this.
That is awesome.
So I got, let's see, I don't even know what I have here. I have droid.
I still need to get one of those droids.
Well, I can tell you where you can find them. You have to come out to California. Another droid.
I think my GameStop has a bunch of them.
KX. Another KX. Another KX. Another KX. And another Tuscan. And my Riot Trooper collection.
For $7 each?
Well, so everything between, it was 2 purchases. I think total everything cost me like $70
for that many figures. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 figures.
That's a steal.
Yeah, so like my plan is I can just take these and make customs out of them.
I actually like that. That's a good idea.
Maybe I'll put a little hair and make a Lukeness battle droid.
Just a mullet battle droid
with the glasses. Oh,
okay.
Remind me about that later. I'll work on that.
Okay.
So the last thing that I have, I mean, I have Indiana Jones stuff, but you don't want to hear anything about that. So I did get Luthern from the Andor show, and every once in a while, you come across a figure where you love the character and you're excited to get it, and then you pop it open and you are completely disappointed with it. Like I love the character. I love Stellan Skarsgård. He's an awesome actor, and that's like super bright. The likeness. Ooh, can I get it? Maybe not. The likeness to him is spot on. Like he's even got like little neck wrinkles, which is, I mean, just accurate. But you can't do anything with him. Like the way that he's sculpted, right? He has his arms, and he has these long sleeves, but they're like high cut. So if he were to lift his arm in real life, his shirt sleeve would be shown. His arm would come through, and the sleeve of the jacket would fall. But you can't do that. So if you want him to like follow physics, you have to keep him with his arms down to his sides, and he's got the big Bobby Brown parachute pants. Every little step I take. It's hidden underneath the flaps of the jacket. So if you try to move the jacket, it causes the jacket piece to ride up, and you get this like crazy gap where his shoulder is. And then I'm not even done yet, because see if I can do this. The gun is so small that he can't even really hold it properly. You can't get his finger in through the trigger hand. And then on the other side, the
doesn't have a trigger finger.
No, he's got the little baton thing, and it's so tight, which, I mean, that's not really that big of a complaint, but the top part comes out, and I don't.
Is it a knife in a knife sheath?
It is. It's a knife in a knife sheath, but and it's, I'm not doing it justice. I don't know if you can see that right there, but yeah. When it sits on this, something happened with my copy, where when it sits on this, it twisted the knife blade.
Oh, is it twisted?
So I mean, I'm sure you could undo it.
I'm sure if you get like a hairdryer or some hot water, it'll straighten out.
But he's got a twisty blade, unless maybe that's the way it's supposed to be.
It might be. I don't know.
He has a knife that doesn't follow the rules of the Geneva Convention, but that's a reference that you probably won't understand.
I didn't get it. Sorry.
So yeah, great looking figure, but I can't use the accessories, and he's literally just gonna be like that on the shelf.
Yeah,
and that's it. So,
I know most of that wave. I still need to pick up the Cal Kestis from that wave, because I don't own him yet, which I'm surprised I've waited this long to pick him up. But I kind of wanted to wait until I played Jedi Survivor to see if I wanted it. And I just got the game and I'm loving it, so I definitely want the character now.
Nice.
So I definitely want Cal. But then I think the only other one from that wave that I wanted was Mon Mothma. Mm-hmm. And just to put her on the Return of the Jedi shelf. Because I don't really care about the Andor figures. They're all just in kind of normal clothing and they don't do anything. I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea.
I will say he's kind of out of the shot, but I do have the Cassian from that, and he's great. Like the likeness is spot on. The gun fits in his hand. The articulation is there. Like it's really good. So it's almost like there's certain figures where you can tell they put all their focus on that, and then the other ones they're like, okay, well, we just need to fill out the line.
Yeah, and they might be like really, really rushed figures too because they had to turn them around for Andor.
True.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I think that's why you saw with that first wave of exclusives with like the Target and Walmart exclusives, those waves were almost all complete reuses with like the Shore Trooper and the Andor figure. Like there's only a few new pieces here and there. Like most of it was reuse.
Which also kind of ties back to what we were talking about in the news segment with them just taking molds that, these are ready to go, just plug them back into the machine and let's get them out as fast as possible.
That's probably
smart. So yeah, I think that's all I have for finds
cool.
that you would be interested in.
Okay. So do we want to move on to our main Ahsoka discussion?
Let's do it, buddy.
Okay, so as you guys probably know, the Ahsoka show is coming out in 2 weeks now? 10 days? No, it's the 23rd, so I think it's
14 days.
14 days. No, yes, maybe. I don't know. So 2 weeks. That's what I said originally. 2 weeks. Okay, I'm behind. My brain is behind. Anyway, Ahsoka show is in 2 weeks, and so we kind of just wanted to do a little bit of discussion on what we think is going to happen or what we want to see from the show. And you wrote notes, so do you want to start it off?
Let me pull up my. I have to pull out my trusty iPad that I have down here. And get out of Instagram. There we go. Okay, so first of all, like everyone keeps saying, and I think Dave Filoni has even said this, that essentially what Ahsoka is just another season of Rebels,
which I'm down for.
It makes me hopeful.
You got to finish Rebels before Ahsoka, because from what the trailer seems like, Ahsoka pretty much picks off right where Rebels ends. Is almost what it seems like. So
I should probably finish Rebels then.
Oh my gosh, dude, you haven't finished Rebels?
I started watching it. I used to watch it every morning when I do my elliptical.
You have 2 weeks.
And then I started watching Batman movies because The Flash was about to come out, and then I just totally lost track, and I stopped having Disney Plus, which I know I'm going to get it back eventually, but I will watch it.
So I guess I hope you don't mind spoilers for Rebels, because that's a big part of my discussion.
No, I'm fine with it. I don't.
I already mentioned that Kanan dies, so I hope that.
I have to go.
No, I'm leaving.
I've seen the clips. I've seen the memes of that. Okay. And
I mean, it's a 10-year-old show now, so I'd hope you see it.
If I haven't seen it by now,
it's your loss. Yeah.
I think it's kind of cool what I heard from behind the scenes stuff. Not just Mike Zero. Everyone talks about him and his news, but what it sounds like is that Dave Filoni kind of had carte blanche with this, and it makes me hopeful in the way that I ended up really liking Andor, because Tony Gilroy he had his idea. He went off to Europe and he made a show, and he didn't have a lot of interference from anyone that was like, oh, maybe you should do that. Oh, maybe. Yeah. Oh, maybe you got to change. Like it just, it was the characters from Rogue One, new characters that aren't established, and so it's just kind of like, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how that will translate with Ahsoka, since there's a lot of fan favorite characters here.
A lot of fan favorite characters.
At least they're under the control of Dave Filoni, or under the guidance of Dave Filoni.
I think that's what I'm most excited about, because I mean, he created the animated characters we love, so I think he's going to do something very similar with the live action versions.
I'm hoping so, and it also gives me faith in the actors that were chosen to play the parts, because you have people that are seeking out representations of their brain children, and so they're passionate about it, and they want the best representation of that character, as opposed to like, oh, let's just get a big name, let's plug this person in because they're already famous, although I would like to see a Lukeness role of some kind in a Star Wars movie.
So about that, now go watch Star Wars Hunted. Link in the description.
Oh, dude, could you imagine if they actually put Ness in?
I'd be very upset because I didn't get a phone call, and so I want rights to my own character, and I want payments.
I wonder who would play Ness in Ahsoka.
Ryan Reynolds. Just like get like just the most attractive.
Will Poulter.
Oh my gosh.
Danny DeVito. I don't know.
I'd be fine with that. That
would be great.
Because I mean, it's if you think about it, Ahsoka, it'd be a really old version of Ness. So
it's true.
Oh, I do want to say this. If you guys didn't know, SideQuester did play a role in Star Wars Hunted. He voiced Ness's master. So if you do want to go and give Hunted a watch, go give it a watch.
Yes, absolutely, and I will sign autographs. It was such a fun thing to be a part of, and you should be very proud. It was a great project, and I know how much time and effort it took for you to get it done, and it's something that is like a milestone. I think you should be very proud of.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And again, if you guys haven't seen it yet, go check it out. It is linked in the description always, so go give it a watch.
And you can go, oh hey, wait, where's his voice? Find his voice.
Yeah.
Give me a timestamp. So with Ahsoka, I think that there will definitely be. There's 8 episodes, and I would imagine there's going to be at least 1 or 2 that are like tangential, that just kind of they set up the main plot, because this is kind of what I've known from watching Clone Wars and stuff with Dave Filoni, is that there will be an episode or 2 where it's just like, oh, let's just go focus on this random thing that has little to nothing to do with the rest of the show, except for like one little bit at the end. So that I'm like, okay, I'm not looking forward to the filler episodes, but I think it'll be cool. It'll be neat to see where the story goes. My one concern is that they will hold back, that a lot of the season will be like, oh, but you'll get your payoff in 2025. So that's that concerns me. And the last thing that I have in my notes is that I'm hoping that Thrawn is not just a tease through the whole season. Like, if they're like, ooh, there's this threat. There is Thrawn who is trying to become the heir to the Empire, and then we never see him until like he shows up at the very end of episode 7, and then episode 8 he's like just bantering the whole time, and the big punch at the end of episode 8 is like, this is my big plan, and then that's it. I would be annoyed. I love Thrawn as a character. I love the Heir to the Empire, Last Command, or Heir to the Empire, and I forget the middle one, and Last Command, those books. I haven't read the other ones yet. Great as a character, and they should just put him out there and make him the forefront of the show. Like, make him a villain that we all know he is, the tactician, the just the detail oriented leader that everyone we've all experienced. Like, just don't tease us with it, just give us that.
Absolutely.
Anyway, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, real quick, I do want to say hi to my boy Greg Toohill in the chat, one of my best friends.
What's up, Greg Toohill?
He was in one of my vlogs a little while ago, but yeah, go check out Danger Greg on Instagram. He does a bunch of really cool like Lego resin printing stuff. So make sure you go check out Danger Greg on Instagram. But yeah,
I'm going
what's up,
to
Greg?
go add him right now.
And Eddie the Yeti, of course you're my friend. So yeah, Ahsoka show. I don't know. Like, if you asked me this 3 months ago, I would have been like, I don't care. But they released the latest trailer, and I'm so hyped for it now. Like, I don't know what the latest trailer did, but I am beyond excited.
Nice.
I think that the main plot, now this is a spoiler for Rebels, so if you don't want to be spoiled for Rebels, go away.
Oh, that's not helping. Okay. Oh, that's not helping either. Okay, go.
I'll remove you from the stream. So essentially, the end of Rebels, you see Ezra and Thrawn, pretty much their Thrawn's Star Destroyer pretty much gets entangled with the hyperspace jumping animal creature thing I don't know the name of, and it pretty much sends Thrawn and Ezra across the galaxy. They don't know where they went, and I never heard from them since. So it's suggested that they died. That was the consensus. But and then pretty much like the post credit scene technically of Rebels is like Sabine and Ahsoka meeting up to pretty much go out and try to find Ezra.
Okay.
And so this is years later after the war that they meet up, and this is essentially, we've seen this clip reenacted in live action in the trailers. So I think this is exactly where Ahsoka is going to pick up, and so you're going to have Ahsoka, Sabine, maybe Hera, and some new introduced character. I'm guessing you're going to see Hera and Kanan's kid introduced as well. He's probably a little older now. I'm guessing he's 5 or 6. I
think they showed in one shot you can see like the back of his head.
Okay, but so he's younger. It depends when this takes place, because if this takes place Mando era, I mean, he'd probably be 10, 11, 12, maybe.
And he's played by Danny DeVito.
I knew it. I feel like Danny DeVito, like the back of Danny DeVito's head is like really recognizable. Like you would be able to tell. Anyway, that's aside from the point. So I think it's pretty much going to pick up with Sabine and Ahsoka, and the Ghost crew trying to track down Ezra, as well as Thrawn, because obviously Ahsoka there in the episode of Mando, she was like, where's Thrawn? That was my best Ahsoka voice, by the way. So I think Thrawn is going to be a big part of it. I think that with like the rumors of the Dave Filoni Star Wars movie coming out 2025, it's going to be Heir to the Empire is essentially what it's rumored to be the title of. And so I think this is going to be setting up Thrawn to be the big bad for that movie.
Now, sidebar, big for what you just said. Do you think the Heir to the Empire movie will be an adaptation of the books? Or do you think that it's just going to be a totally brand new thing and they're just using the title?
They're just using the title. I think the Thrawn aspect of it is going to be the same, but you're not going to have like Luke and those. You're going to have the new Mandoverse characters. So I think it's going to be like the Avengers Endgame of Star Wars. You're going to have Boba Fett and his squad of like Black Chrysanthemum and what's her name, Fennec Shand, and you're gonna have Mando and Grogu and maybe Luke, because he was shown up in Book of Boba Fett and Mando, so you might get Luke. And then I'm thinking you're also gonna get the Ahsoka characters and the Rebels characters, but it's gonna be pretty much all of them fighting to do the final takedown of Thrawn. It's my guess. Anyway, that's aside from the point. That's the movie years down.
So go ahead, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, I think I'm riffing now. It's been about a year and a half since I read through Heir to the Empire, those books. But I'm wondering if there's a way that you could plug in the Filoni characters into some of the roles from the Heir to the Empire book and have the events play out much in the same way. Like,
I've never read the book or books, so.
Well, you have homework.
Oh, man.
They're good. I make no qualms about it. I've always had a hard time reading, which is ironic that I'm writing a novel. But I started doing audiobooks, and I can breeze through books, and I retain all the information. So that's my go-to. So maybe audiobooks are the way to go because they're awesome.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I think the Ezra aspect of it, considering that they already have a figure for Black Series, I'm guessing they're gonna find him maybe halfway through the show. I think he's not gonna be like a episode 8 reveal. I don't think. I think Thrawn is going to be like he's going to be an end of episode 1 reveal, and then he's going to be a big part between the last 7 episodes, I think. As far as Hera, Sabine, all of them, I think they're going to be pretty big characters. I'm not sure about Zeb. I'm hoping since they did him in Mando, you're going to see.
I was just going to ask you, if you think Zeb's going to be in it at all, or maybe just a cameo, or could they really afford to do him as a character for the entire show?
I sure hope so. I don't think budget is an issue when it comes to Zeb.
Well, maybe now. Maybe. Disney's not doing so hot.
That might be a discussion for another stream. But,
I was sorry. The sun is going down outside, and so all my other lights are reading hot now. I was going to ask you about. I was going to say what I would do if I were doing an Ahsoka show is the thing that you want to have in any story is your main character chasing after a goal and facing opposition. So you would think that since it's called Ahsoka, the show should be about her finding Ezra, doing whatever. But what I would do is I would make Thrawn the protagonist. I would make whatever he has planned the focus, and then everything that Ahsoka is doing, like their characters are set. Any uncertainty that she had of the person that she was ended when she left the Jedi Order. Spoiler. And so the characters are set. That doesn't give you much as far as growth. So if you're going to have a character that has growth, it could be Thrawn coming back to main space or whatever, and building up his army for what would be the Heir to the Empire movie, and Ahsoka and trying to find Ezra and all that. That could be just a subplot.
Yeah.
Or not subplot.
Or it's going to be something that they do like in the first episode or 2, so then it's cleared up. Like maybe in the process of finding Ezra, they find Thrawn as well, or
I feel like what they'll probably end up doing is I think you're right. I think we will get Thrawn revealed, but I think the entire series will be the search for Ezra. I think they're going to pull a Force Awakens on us where you want Luke Skywalker, but you don't get him until the last minute of the movie.
Yeah.
I think that when Ezra shows up, like I don't get me wrong, I think it'll be a very emotional moment. Yeah. Because the buildup of everything.
There's no way. There's no way.
But I think that will be the thing. And then, I just have a feeling that there's a lot of stuff that will be, but in next season you'll get the answer. Yeah, but in next season you'll get the payoff. So
I think you're probably right.
I do have a couple of questions that I want to pose to you.
Could I do a few more points before we get to questions?
No, please.
Okay, so I did want to mention...
do them in a British accent.
Okay, so no, that was a horrible British accent too. But anyway,
both of us, man.
So I know I saw a few comments on this, but the world between worlds. I don't know if you got to that episode in Rebels yet.
I know of it. Like I feel like I've seen some episodes of it, but no, I haven't watched the entire series. Okay. I probably had a friend or a roommate when I lived down in LA that was like, "Oh, hey, watch this episode," and I've watched 2 or 3, and then that's it.
Yeah.
But I do know, I am aware of it.
But
why you bully me?
But no, I 100% think that we're gonna get some reference to the world between worlds in this somehow. I'm not sure how it's going to connect to the rest of the show. I don't know if that's how they're going to introduce flashbacks. I do think we're going to get flashbacks. I think that Hayden Christensen is going to be in it either in a flashback or in a Force Ghost, and I think that's almost confirmed at this point.
Yep.
And I think Rex is going to be in it either as Old Man Rex or as in a flashback. Because I think Tamora Morrison is already rumored to be in it as well.
Okay.
So I think that we're going to be getting some. So that I think that's maybe the way we get flashbacks, or it's going to be an actual flashback. So we'll have to wait and see.
And what if in the world between worlds, Ezra sees Luke about to die at the end of The Last Jedi and pulls him in, and then Luke is back, and we get 70-year-old Mark Hamill at the forefront of the Heir to the Empire movies. That'd be great. We can do it.
That's how they changed the sequel trilogy.
Well, have you heard about the Veil of the Force? I know that was a rumor that was being tossed around like 3-4 years ago. With when they were first talking about the Ahsoka show. Don't know if this is a spoiler. Don't know if I'm totally making it up because I was talking about this with my friends. But there was a reference by either Dave Filoni or George Lucas, something to do with a thing called the Veil of the Force, which has something to do with the world between worlds and involves the possibility of them retconning anything that they don't like from the Disney era. Don't know if it'll happen, but it is possible.
Imagine they have like Ahsoka enter the world between worlds, and it's just George Lucas there sitting on a throne. He's like, "I've bought back Star Wars.
You will do my bidding." That would be interesting, but that gets kind of like in She-Hulk territory. And
yeah, I don't want it to be meta.
So if they go that route, sorry, what do you say?
No, I know you, because you're continuing on my point, so you go.
I think if they do something like that, I don't think they should go back and undo
absolutely not
sequel trilogy, but it would be interesting for them to add a little bit more of a different explanation to certain things, kind of in the way that, we go from the end of episode 2, the Battle of Geonosis, to the beginning of episode 3. And yeah, there's the Cartoon Network 2D Clone Wars shorts, but you really don't get that much other than Republic Commando and Battlefront when that was out. But when the Clone Wars series came out, it gave an opportunity to like drop you in and show you all of the things that ended up being really important, and it adds to the value of what seeing the very end of the war at the beginning of Revenge of the Sith was. So I'm hoping that they start to explore that aspect of it, where this would allow for you, even if you didn't like Ben Solo, even if you didn't like Princess Leia floating through space or flying through space, that there could be other parts to the story. Kind of like I just from this figure, it gave me an inspiration of like, here's Luke in this cool costume. I know you don't like it. I love it. Here's Luke in this costume, and what crazy adventure could have happened where he's wearing this costume that we just didn't see.
Yeah.
And that's what excites me. So that's what I'm hopeful for with Ahsoka.
Yeah. I'm okay. So two more things. I'm sorry, I'm kind of getting sidetracked here, but so one is there's supposed to be some sort of connection, and I know either Dave Filoni or Jon Favreau confirmed this, to the new show, which I'm blanking the name of. Oh my gosh, what's the name of the show? I'm gonna look it up real quick. What is it called? It was like one that's supposed to take place in like a different galaxy or something.
I do not know.
Skeleton Crew. That's it. Yeah.
Oh, like out in like the
yeah.
Beyond,
So
the
there's according to either Jon Favreau or Dave Filoni, they said something about Ahsoka is supposed to be like some kind of connection to Skeleton Crew somehow.
Okay.
I don't know if that's true or if that's a rumor at all, but do you think that it's possible that they could connect that to Skeleton Crew?
I think that that's where the meddling starts, and it wouldn't surprise me at all, because when you have a property that you know is probably going to be successful, right? Yeah, Ahsoka is a big character. The Ghost Crew is back. That gives value, right?
Yeah.
So when you have something that's maybe untested, it makes sense to try to tie it back. So kind of, I don't know if this is the best example, but throwing Boba Fett into Mandalorian. Mandalorian was really successful the first season. So in the second season, they teased an older Boba Fett. It went over really well. So they greenlit the Book of Boba Fett and put all their eggs in that basket for a year. And
then that TV just sucked.
Yeah. And so that makes sense to me, that they would try to take the untested property and connect it to the other thing, much in the same way where you have almost 11,000 subscribers. I barely have 250, so I am the Skeleton Crew that is latching on to Ahsoka.
Okay, so my last point before you get into your questions is like cameos. Do you think they're gonna start bringing in like Bo-Katan and Mando and Boba Fett and all these other characters?
I don't think that they will bring in characters that are key to Mandalorian, really? just because I think that's kind of up in the air. I don't know what exactly the true story is behind Mando season 3, but there was a shift. The show very much stopped being about Din Djarin and very much started being about Bo-Katan Kryze. And I've heard everything from disputes with Pedro Pascal to disputes with the higher ups at Disney, disagreements across the board about how Mando season 2 ended. But one of the key things that I heard, which kind of makes sense, is there was a plan to do a Bo-Katan show of some kind, and that a lot of those elements just ended up getting rolled into Mandalorian season 3. I think that it would be in their best interest to let that be its own thing for now. And it will have more weight if Din Djarin, Bo-Katan, and Grogu show up in the movie.
Yeah, and all I'm saying is you say that, but if you look at live action Ahsoka, first appearances in Mando, second appearances in Book of Boba Fett. So there's obviously a connection between the two. And I mean, the last time we saw Ahsoka was with Luke, so maybe Luke's gonna be in it too. We don't know. But
well, I'm always going to want Luke in everything. I think that would be smart, but I think at this point they should just recast. I don't think they should try doing the
I want them
face
to
mimic or face
cast Sebastian Shaw Or not Sebastian Stan, not Shaw. Shaw is Anakin.
I knew
Sebastian Stan, because he looked so much like Mark Hamill.
Yeah, I completely agree. Or if they, I don't know how old Sebastian Stan is now. I think he's probably like right about where he should be.
I think he's pretty close. Yeah.
But maybe not, because at that point Luke would probably be late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah, so, and I think that's pretty close to what. I mean, Sebastian might be older than that. He might be in his late 30s.
I'm gonna look it up.
But I think he's pretty close.
Sebastian, if I can spell Sebastian Stan. He is 40 years old.
Okay, that's not. I think they can make it work.
Mm-hmm.
But
I agree. I would be down for him or someone to come in, throw a beard on him, make him a Jedi Master in robes that are kind of somewhere between Return of the Jedi and the flashback to in The Force Awakens, and you're good to go. Like people will buy it, and you save all of that money from trying to do the deep fake technology or the face replacement.
Yeah.
And you could put that towards other things.
Yeah. You want to go ahead with your questions? Or
what is the meaning of life?
Oh my gosh. That I did not prepare for that question.
So this might have already been answered. I don't know for sure, but this is just me. 80s kid just said live action Cal Kestis. Yes, that would be awesome. I totally want that.
That'd be cool.
Forget everything I just said. Don't bring Luke Skywalker back. Cameron Monaghan for Ahsoka.
That'd be dope.
Is Sabine Force sensitive? Is that like definitive, or is it just assumed?
It's a question right now. We don't know. She's able to wield the Darksaber just fine, but we don't know if she's Force sensitive or not.
Okay.
So I honestly hope she is. I know some people would be like, I'd be so upset if she's Force sensitive. Why? It'd be cool.
Yeah, I can see it both ways. Like I absolutely I would be like, oh, that'd be so awesome, another Jedi, because they do cool things. Yeah. But I also, it's like, okay, so everyone's a Jedi, everyone, which they tried to sell at the end of The Last Jedi, which is like, all it takes is your hope and dream, and you can be a Jedi too.
Well, we see her fighting a lot of those. I don't know if they're Sith or Inquisitors or whatever the people wielding the red sabers are in the trailers. So I feel like she's got to have some sort of Force sensitivity. I could be wrong, but.
Or could they possibly go the route, which I think would be interesting, is maybe she's not Force sensitive. It's sort of a red herring in the trailers, kind of like Finn with the lightsaber in promotional materials for The Force Awakens. Mm-hmm. But Ahsoka is training her because they're going on this mission, and she's like, well, I know you're not Force sensitive, but I can still teach you how to use a lightsaber.
Well, so she already knows how to use a lightsaber because she was trained with the Darksaber in Rebels. I don't know if you got there yet. So she's already skilled with the saber.
Okay.
But she does call Ahsoka Master in the trailer, kind of implying that she's training her.
But is that do you think that's genuine, or is it sardonic?
I think it's genuine. When have you ever seen it be sardonic? Sarcastic?
Sardonic is similar to sarcasm. I had to look it up, and I learned that word from the original Thrawn trilogy. Timothy Zahn, shout out. Thank you for teaching me the word sardonic. It's not quite sarcastic, but it's like meant to be snide, like insulting. In your response?
I don't think it's like that. I think it's genuine, but maybe it's also some tomfoolery in the trailer to try to trick us. So
maybe. So the other questions we sort of answered. I asked, will Luke be in it? Is this the actual start of the Heir to the Empire story or the build up to the Heir to the Empire story. We kind of answered that. But I do have one last question. Who do you think is Morak?
So Morak, what are you referring to? Because when I hear Morak, I think of the Morak arc in the Clone Wars. And
I'm waiting for people in the chat to be like, hey.
And so I'm thinking of the bird that follows Ahsoka around.
No, Morak is a character that has been revealed to be a former Inquisitor that wields the circle crossguard lightsaber.
Oh, is it the one from the trailer there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And their face has yet to be revealed. And it's like, is it going to be a twist? That's what 80s kid is onto something that maybe...
This is the first I've heard of this, so...
Man, you're getting a genuine reaction from Lucas Monster.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of who's someone that could become an Inquisitor. Okay, now hear me out on this. Mm-hmm. Hear me out. Now, I haven't finished playing Jedi Survivor yet, but at the end of Jedi Survivor, Cal kind of takes a step away from the Jedi in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe Cal fell to the dark side and became an Inquisitor, because you see him kind of do that a little bit at the end of Jedi Survivor. Maybe it's Cal Kestis.
Spoilers for Jedi Survivor.
Yeah, I haven't finished playing the game yet, so I spoiled it myself.
Everyone's correcting me. I'm wondering if I have the character name wrong.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think it might be right. But...
Anybody know?
It's Darth Jar Jar. Confirmed.
Finally.
I hope so. I really want Jar Jar to come back into some sort of new media.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
He needs some representation.
Okay, now it's bugging me. I thought it was Morrak. I don't want to go behind your paywall.
Oh, when I look up Ahsoka show cast, Hayden Christensen pops up immediately.
Oh, look at that. That would be interesting. And that's why kind of what we were talking about with the news. I have a feeling that it's going to be a season or episode 3 Anakin, and that's why the figure is coming out. Okay, what is the name of this character, and why am I not being...
Oh, okay. Here, look at this. IMDb has a breakdown of the actor or actress, their character's name, and the amount of episodes they're in.
Okay.
Ahsoka is in 8 episodes. Sabine is in 8 episodes. Captain Ekon, don't know who that is.
Okay.
But they are in 8 episodes. You have Lars Mikkelsen as Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Lars Mikkelsen.
In 2 episodes.
See? They're doing it. I told you.
Hayden Christensen in 1 episode. Hera Syndulla in 1 episode. You have Ray Stevenson's character, that one Sith guy. In 1 episode.
Balin or whatever his last name is.
Tamora Morrison is Captain Rex in 1 episode. You have E-Man. I'm not going to pronounce that name. You have Ezra Bridger in 1 episode.
See, they're doing that too. He's going to be the tease at the end.
Yeah.
So the character's name is Marok. I had my vowels wrong. It's
Marok.
It's Marrok.
Marok. I don't think that character even shows up on IMDb.
Somebody referenced that it's some well-known stunt actor that plays the character, and I believe it was a male.
Well, he doesn't show up on IMDb's cast list. Okay, I gotta say, how accurate do you think that is? Because if it's showing up on IMDb, that already confirms Captain Rex and Anakin.
The thing with IMDb is that if you are of a certain tier in their membership, you can submit information. So when I used to work in TV, I was in IMDb as through a couple of different names. My first name is David, and so I was under as Dave and David, and eventually I had a production coordinator that was able to go in because she was had some access to IMDb to plug in credits, and she went in for me and merged the different things so that instead of having me be all over the place on IMDb, there was it was all under one me. So I think anyone can, or at a certain point, anyone can put information. They could be putting information in there to misdirect.
So we should be taking this with a grain of salt.
For now. Okay. Usually what happens is after the episodes air,
it's updated.
Detailed information comes out. So, but it could be true. It might change, but there is a chance that it could be true. And if it is, then that kind of falls in line with what we were talking about with the tease that you're going to see these big characters and then just not.
Yeah. But I think it's interesting that they have the episode breakdown, like Thrawn in 2 episodes, but Anakin in only 1, or Captain Rex in only 1.
Right.
I think it's interesting that they have that part of the breakdown. Or maybe that's just because those Inquisitor people, or the Sith people there with the red lightsabers, the dude and the girl, both of them seem to have pretty big parts in the show because they're all over the trailer. Now, are they just trying to mislead us? Maybe. But according to IMDb, they were both only in 1 episode. So that makes me think that that's not right, just because I assume they're going to be in much more than 1 episode.
I would think you would probably be right. That there's probably a misdirection. Maybe what it is that when you're looking on that, there might be people that have already seen or things that have been announced about the first episode.
Yeah.
So you're seeing all of that, and then other people have gone in and speculated. Okay, well, it's a show called Ahsoka, so she's going to be in all 8.
Yeah.
And Sabine is such a big character; she's going to be in all 8 episodes. So somebody might be plugging that in.
But you mean like Book of Boba Fett, episode 7, or 6 or 7, whatever it was, where he wasn't in it.
Right. Exactly. Which I would wonder if you were able to look at IMDb when right before the Book of Boba Fett first aired. It probably said
8 episodes.
That Tamora Morrison is in every episode. So
yeah. Well, we are getting pretty close to the end of the stream. Is there any other points about Ahsoka or anything else you would like to?
No, much like how I ended up getting roped back into Star Wars in general. You and a couple other people have made me want to get Disney Plus again and jump back in the show so I can see it week to week, as opposed to a few months back when my Disney Plus lapsed. I was like, nah, I don't need it. But no, like, just talking with you, like it's kind of getting me excited for it. And now I'm probably going to go spend more money, and it's your fault.
I try my best.
Do you have anything you want to say?
Go subscribe to SideQuester's channel, link in the description, and go check out his book, also linked in the description, available now on Amazon.
Thank you so much. This has been awesome, dude. This is a good time.
Yeah, this is cool. Thanks for joining on the channel. I appreciate it. And thank you everybody for watching. We almost had what 90 viewers in the chat at one point, which was crazy. We're still sitting at about 50, which is really, really good for the channel. So
Nice.
I do want to thank you all for joining and watching and putting up with our conversation. I appreciate
and our
it.
terrible British accents.
Our terrible British accents.
Oh, crikey, I'm going to go have some tea and crumpets right now.
I need a bottle of water. I'm sorry for all my UK subscribers.
We're going to get unsubscribed.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks for joining, and I'll see y'all in the next video.
And I won't.
Okay.
I mean, I will.
I'll see you guys.